Hey YouTube, it's Steve from Tower Genius. So the title of this quick installment is Don't Have a Heart Attack Over Your Cell Tower Lease Agreement. And all right, so yesterday I get a call from somebody that I spoke to about 8 or 9 years ago, and I remembered the person's voice immediately. And former Tower Genius client, cell site landlord out in the West Coast. And anyhow, so it's funny, sometimes people call and you just pick up immediately where you left off from. But right away, like in the first 30 seconds, like, hold on, calm down. Don't have a heart attack, you know. And he was very wound up, very upset. And yeah, it turns out somebody from one of these lease optimization, rent reduction companies out in the West Coast, which he was not aware of, right? He thought he was getting called and contacted by a representative of a major wireless carrier that happens to be on his rooftop, taking up half the roof. So I'm like, okay, calm down, take a breath. I don't want you having a heart attack. He's like, you know, funny you mentioned that, Steve. You know, my cardiologist told me the same thing last week. And I'm like, well, see, you know, this thing is getting you very upset, and it's really not worth, you know, having a stroke over or keeling over and dying over. So here's the thing. So one of these companies has been sending him letters, and they're coming on the carrier letterhead, right? It says the address, it has the logo of the carrier, and you know, it's a very stern, threatening sounding letter that he needs to give a rent reduction to you know, protect the viability to the network of that cell site, or you know, face you know, the site being moved. And you know, so he's clearly upset. And then to make matters worse and to exacerbate the situation, the rep, who I looked up on LinkedIn and is not on LinkedIn, right? So this is somebody that's clearly not been in the wireless industry. They'd have some sort of a profile if they're on LinkedIn, which most of these people are. So, you know, they're extremely, I would say, not aggressive, but, you know, aggressive to the point where it's almost abusive, right? It could be considered harassment. And I'm actually going to have a phone call later on with this person, unbeknownst to them. But these proposals, 99.9% of the time, they are not going to move your site, okay? They're not. Even if it's on the carrier letterhead, these companies do not have a budget in most instances to move these sites. Unless they're trying to, you know, when they move the site, it's because of like an eminent domain situation. Like I'm dealing with a situation right now down in Fort Walton Beach, and I dealt with one last year in Pensacola, where, you know, cell sites are being moved because of highway projects or bridge projects, stuff like that. You see that a lot of times in New York City when they're upgrading a building, adding, you know, they're you know, renovating, or they're going to put a new building in. You'll see that cell sites have to get moved. I'm dealing with that right now in Virginia and other sites. So sites do get moved on occasion, but it's, you know, I have not seen a site that has been moved in 15 years because someone wouldn't give a 20 or 30% rent reduction, okay? So take that for what it is. It's, you know, not legal advice. It's just my opinion, and I've been doing this for a while, and probably, you know, more than most of these lease optimization, I don't even want to call them consultants. You know, these guys are, most of them are flunkies from the used car industry. And I'm sorry if, you know, you have a dealership and you have a sales site, don't want to insult you. So if you get one of these proposals, if you're having trouble, you know, don't get bamboozled, don't get taken advantage of. Give us a call at Tower Genius at 888-313-9750. Fill out a contact form. I'll be happy, or Kevin, or, you know, one of us will give a call over to these certain companies, to these representatives who do not work for the carrier. I'm telling you, even though their letterhead says the carrier, they don't work there. Trust me. We're happy to have a conversation with them, and hopefully that will get them off your back for a while. But these guys are they're like mildew and mold. You throw bleach on it, 6 months later they come back because they are like leeches. Trust me. Have a great day. Hope this helps. Don't get taken advantage of.